everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you the mid-year book freakout tag. The only month that I actually got to do a wrap-up was in January. So I hope that with this tag you actually can get to know what I've been reading half of the year. So yeah, let's get on with the first question. What is the best book you've read so far? And honestly, this is very hard. Just not gonna think too much about this. And my answer will be Tread of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This was, I think, my third read of the year, and it just has stuck with me so much. I love this book. So, Tress is about Tress. She lives in this island where things are not the best, but she's happy. She lives with her family, and she has her best friend. And well, things are going between them, but nothing's really like talked. When he goes in a voyage with his family, he gets lost. The sad part is no one is doing anything to get him back. He's like kidnapped by this sorceress, and yeah, his father is like, I'm cool. The king is the same. No one is moving a finger to rescue him. So she decides she's going to do something. And yeah, the book is about her trying to get Charlie back while also a self-discovery book. She actually gets in the most, ridiculous and at the same time it makes sense situations. She has a familiar, an animal companion, which at the beginning I wasn't too thrilled about, but it's just fantastic. I love the humor in the book. I love the whole arc of Tress. I do think it's the best book I've read so far. The next question is the best sequel you've read so far. And I think I have to give this to Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This is book 2 of When in Rome. I don't think you need to read book 1, but it definitely adds to the story. I don't think it's too hard to grasp things of what happened in book 1, but yeah, I just love book 2. I couldn't put it down. I love the main couple, Annie and Will. At the beginning, I wasn't too sold on the bodyguard thing, but yeah, it just worked amazingly. The thing is that Annie, she's always been known as this sweet girl, and she even has these insecurities of thinking that people think she's boring, and she just kind of wants an edge. And so Will is the tattoo bodyguard, but it's amazing. Yeah, it's so much more than what I thought it was going to be. The relationship, it's so sweet and charismatic. Yeah, I found myself laughing, and I don't know if I cry with this one. Yeah, it was an amazing time, so loved it. The next question is new release you haven't read yet but you want to. And honestly, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna give this one to The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I've been hearing amazing things about this book, and I just haven't given it a try. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The next question is the most anticipated release for the second half of 2023. I think my number one would be A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber, very closely followed by A Chalice of the Gods by Rick Riordan. A Curse for True Love is the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I just can't wait. Once Upon a Broken Heart, it was good. I love the atmosphere. I did like the characters. I couldn't really get into the romance because he was very cool. So even though I liked him, there was something that I just couldn't go there. But The Ballad of Never After, it completely sold me, and now I need book 3 like ASAP. The next question is the biggest disappointment. Here I'm gonna give 2 answers. One is a disappointing book that I finished, and that will be The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert. Yeah, I did not like this. This is about a girl, and she really wants out of this marriage. It's been real hard for her. This guy shows up and he gives her a choice. She can go with him for like 7 years, I think. In exchange, he does whatever she wants with this husband. She takes the deal, and the thing is, they go to like, what would you call this? There are like several different monsters, and they bid for the girls. But like kind of, because they're kind of a gift. So she goes with this dragon guy, and there were parts that I did like. There were others that I was like, why? Also, there were a lot of missed opportunities in this book. But I don't know, at the end, this is a romance, they fall in love. But I didn't like it. It makes me think that's not what you want a dragon for, So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. It was disappointing. And the book that was disappointing to the point that I DNF'd it First, I could go with the second one in this series, The Kraken Sacrifice. I started to read this and I was like, no. So I didn't that. And the other one will be A Princess of Mars. I have heard my whole life about this book. My mom and my grandma have always raved about this book. We're doing like buddy readings with my mom for years now. And she was like, yeah, let's read this book. And I was like, okay, because I've heard all my life about this book. I kind of tried to read this once already many years ago, and I got super bored and I just put it down. So this time we tried. We got, I don't know, maybe, I don't think it was 20%. Let's just say maybe 15% of the book. And yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. There are no reasons for many things in this book. Something that annoyed me so much, which is probably not the most important thing in the book, but when he actually gets to Mars, he's like, oh, I don't know how, but I know I'm in Mars. And I was just thinking, like, why do I believe you? How do you know you're on Mars? He just feels and he knows. And I'm like, that's not a good explanation. I would have preferred he didn't know where he was. I don't know. It just didn't feel like or a good answer for what was going on. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't finish it. Yeah, disappointing. The next question is the biggest surprise. I don't think that has been a bigger surprise than House of Sky and Breath. I have a vlog about this. I was super hesitant about this book. I started to read it when it came out. I dropped it because I wasn't not only feeling it, I wasn't liking it. And in the blog, you can see that apparently I dropped it in like the worst moment because ever since that, I was loving this book. And I did not expect that by any means. I tap it like crazy. Maybe not like crazy. I kind of do tap it like that. So I did not expect to love this. Yeah, sure. The main character is very annoying to me. But I kind of learned to get along with her in this book. But yeah, everything else, I loved it. It's not only that, oh yeah, I give it a shot and well, that was fine. No, I truly loved it. Yeah, this is my answer for that. And a special mention that I really liked Awakens. I finally read this book thanks to Aurelium. Way better than I thought it was going to be. And it was way more interesting. And the second special mention in this would be Ice Planet Barbarians. I never thought I was going to read this book, honestly. I was just like, I've heard about this book. And I was like, not happening. I'm not going to read that. So I got interested in the book. I read it. I was very surprised that it was actually funny. Not everything that I hoped for in the sense of, oh yeah, they're being kidnapped by aliens. And the beginning was a bit harsh. I did not expect that as well. I found myself laughing so much at the book, and not because it was ridiculous, but because it was actually funny. And yeah, I did like it so much that I have read book 2, and the other day I kind of started book 3, but yeah, it was just on a whim, and that was just very funny because a lot of things happened. I might want to know what's going to happen next. So yeah. The next question is new favorite author. Yeah, first thing, what would be my answer is Stella Reese. I don't even remember how I found out about X Games, but I read that, loved it. There were a couple of things here and there that I was like not very sure, but overall I liked the story. Ever since literally yesterday I finished the 4th book by her, and I already know that I'm gonna keep reading this series at least for one more book. She's a contemporary romance author, and yeah, I'm just been loving her stuff. I love the romances, I love the couples. She actually sometimes punch you in the feels, and it's just sometimes like, wow, that's a lot over, mostly with the backgrounds of the characters. But no, I just feel like I haven't given 5 stars yet to any of her books, but I feel like she has it. You know, I really like her stuff, so I'm really hoping that the next books that I read by her will be 5 stars, because I do think that she can make that happen. So that will be my answer, and I'm gonna give a special mention. I don't think I can call her my new favorite author, because I only have read one thing by her, and that is Ticking Fisher, and I read A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I loved this book. The humor was good, the plot was good, I loved the characters. It was amazing. I think I even cried with this book. I laughed, I cried, I did everything. And yeah, I'm super excited because I think that if this is kind of her vibe, I'm gonna love her other books. So yeah, she might get into my favorite authors. The next question is newest fictional crush, and that will be two. One will have to be Julian from Bad Boss by Stella Reese. I don't know what's about this guy, but I'm so fascinated by him. Also, his backstory, it's amazing. It's also very sad. Yeah, I just love him in this book. I love that we actually got to see him in the next book as well. But yeah, I don't know what this guy makes me, but it's fantastic. I love him. And the other one will be Will from Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Again, he was fantastic in this book. He was funny, he was witty, he was charismatic, and he's not a sunshine. Actually, I think he has a good amount of an edge in being happy, and he's not like broody or anything. But he takes his job very seriously, and he's a free spirit in a way that he just wants to have adventures. And how he falls in love with Annie, it was fantastic. I love him. I love them both. And yeah, that's my answer. The next question is newest favorite character. Honestly, I could put a million characters here, but I'm just gonna go with one that was so interesting and funny that I just couldn't let him go, and that would be Hoyt from Tres of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I love him so much because he was just so funny. I know that it wasn't his intention of being a funny. Also, I know that he's not always like that because in this book he's cursed. I don't know how much I will like him in other circumstances and in other books. I haven't seen him anywhere else yet because I haven't read many Brandon Sanderson yet. But yeah, I loved him in Tres. That's it for me. He was one of the funniest characters I've read so far. So yeah, that's my answer. The next question is a book that made you cry. And that will be none other than Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book broke me so bad. So this is a contemporary romance. And it's friends to lovers, but we get to see them throughout their whole lives. Well, not their whole lives, since they're kids until adulthood. You know that everything was working well, and then it just suddenly she doesn't want to know anything about him, and you don't know why. I can't even describe it. There were like 2 instances where I cried so much, and it was just so sad. Like I said, this book broke me, and after that, I was like, I need something happy. I mean, it does have a happy ending, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have read a book so heart-wrenching in a while. Like I really mean in a couple of years. So yeah, that book not only made me cry, but I don't know, I think it changed something in me. The next question is a book that made you happy. Yeah, I can have a million answers here because I have loved a lot of things that I've read. So I'm not gonna give you one answer. I'm gonna give you a couple. First, Tres of the Emerald Sea, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, Practice Makes Perfect, The House of Hades, and Milk and Mocha. This one actually I got through NetGalley, and it's kind of comic style, not a graphic novel, but it's just so cute. It has the most normal situations, but at the same time, it's just so heartwarming, and it's very cute without having to go too far to do that. I don't know. It was just fantastic. If you would like to check it out, I totally recommend it because it will melt your heart instantly. So, this. The next question is favorite book to movie adaptation. I haven't watched any adaptations. I don't think. The only one I could give it to, it will be Spy Family Volume 2. I finished the first season and I loved it. I can't wait for season 2. I usually don't like the adaptations. You know, the bar is just getting so low for me. I don't really have good expectations when it comes to adaptations. So I actually haven't even seen Shadow and Bone season 2, which I do want to get to that. That's the nice things about not expecting too much. I usually get disappointed. Then you get stuff like Shadow and Bone, and it's a very nice surprise. So yeah, I will though. I will watch season 2. The next question is, what's the most beautiful book you bought this year? I've been kind of an physical book buying ban, and I haven't bought many things, but the one that I will go for this answer would be Ballad of Never After. It was a whole thing why I couldn't get my hands on a physical copy when it came out, so I got it this year, and I just love it. Weird because for some reason I am loving the lilac and the black. So yeah, I don't know. I guess this is it. And the last question is, what books do you need to read before the end of the year? honestly, I don't feel too much pressure about this. The only things that I would think about, it would be like my 23 books I wanted to read in 2023. I'm not pressuring myself with that one because I've been doing better than last year, and that's all that matters to me. So yeah, if I don't finish the list, it's totally cool with me. One thing that I do want to mention is that I do want to finish Throne of Glass series. I do want to be caught up. Next year it comes out Crescent City 3, and I don't know, I just want to be caught up, you know. So I do want to finish Throne of Glass. That will mean to read Empire Storms, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. Other than that, I'm just gonna read whatever I feel like, and I'm not gonna pressure myself to finish anything else. And yeah, that's all my answers for this freak out tag. You know, it's been very weird because my taste, I feel like it has been changing. I used to love and mostly read fantasy romance, and ever since last year, I've been reading more contemporary romance, which is very weird for me, but it turns out that I really enjoy it. So, yeah, that's been great. And when I was looking through the books I've read to answer these questions, I have realized that, yeah, my tastes are changing. And that's what takes me to reevaluate the 23 books I wanted to read this year. Uh, but yeah, that will come in the next video because I'm gonna film my mid-year flip through of my reading journal, and you'll see what I mean by that. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.